In this video, I'm going to show you our exact end-to-end marketing system that's allowed us to scale our real estate business to over $1 million and has helped hundreds of other people add hundreds of thousands of dollars of GCI to their bottom line every single year. Let's get into it.
All right, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, this is the actual machine that's allowed me to scale my business up to $1 million in real estate. And it's also allowed hundreds of other realtors to get clients basically on autopilot. So, I'm going to be going through this pretty in depth. So, if you have a pen, piece of paper, you want to take notes, now we can install this entire system for you, but you can just listen to this video and pretty much do it yourself. My goal here is to ensure that you're able to basically do this yourself in your real estate business, making a massive difference. And then when you're ready to scale, reach out to me. Now, precision targeting funnel, what is it? It's basically this entire diagram that I built out for you guys. Basically, what it's going to do is allow you to bring, again, clients on autopilot, and it's going to warm them up to the point where they're ready to go and they're ready to work with you. So, the first step in the precision targeting funnel is to figure out where you want to start. So, you can either start with organic or you can start with paid advertising. Now, here's where you're going to decide which one's right for you. Now, if you don't have a lot of capital, but you have a lot of time, you're going to want to stick with organic just to start. And that'll get you your first couple of leads. That'll definitely help you close a deal to start out. And if you're really you don't have a lot of time and you're very cash heavy, you want to go to paid ads. So, first route we're going to talk about is the organic section. Now, with organic, what you can basically do is leverage these three platforms. So you have Facebook, you have Instagram, and you have YouTube. Now, we're going to talk about Facebook first. Now, Facebook, what you can do is you can start with Facebook Marketplace, use Facebook groups, and start posting on Facebook organically. So I'm going to talk about each one of these very in depth here. So Facebook Marketplace, for example, what you can do is you can post listings, you can post programs that you may have, a buyer's program, seller's program, investor's program, for foreclosures lists, things like that. So there's a lot that you can focus when you're posting on Facebook Marketplace, but it's how you actually post it. What categories are you posting in? What groups are you joining in? What groups are you posting in? These are the things you want to take into consideration when you're doing marketplace ads. Now, next is Facebook groups. Facebook groups can be extremely impactful. So, for example, if you're in Texas, you're located in Houston, Texas, and you have a lot of people that are relocating to that area. Actually, Austin's probably more relocation area. But if you live in Austin, Texas, you're in these Facebook groups of people wanting to relocate from Canada to Austin, Texas. But basically, you can network with all these people, show your expertise in those group chats, and then essentially funnel them to the next stage, which we'll talk about in a sec here. Now, for example, again, if you live in Austin, Texas, and you want to help people that are relocating to the area, you posting value in this group, you posting certain types of different posts in the group, helping people in the group, being that group expert is going to help you funnel them to the next step, which we'll talk about in a second, which is probably the most important step. So just keep watching here. You're going to really understand this in a couple minutes. Now, if you're also posting organically on Facebook, this is how going to help your authority figure on your page. People are going to see you as a real person. They're going to start to know, like, and trust you just from the things that you are posting. So obviously, don't just post business, post your personal too. This is going to help you become a actual real dynamic character to these people rather than somebody who's just, let's say, an agent, right? Now, next you can leverage is Instagram. So with Instagram, you have a couple of different cadences that you can follow. So reels, posts, carousels, that's all one. And I'll talk quickly about this, but reels will get you a lot of reach. Posts will get you more people that are actually following you, and carousels will get you massive reach because what Instagram basically does is let's say you post a 5 carousel image and it's 5 different images. You think that image 1 is going to do the best, but image 4 actually does the best. It's going to start putting image 4 in front of people more than it is putting image 1. So you're going to have a massive advantage when it comes to the reach that you're getting. Next is Instagram Live. So if you're, let's say, doing an open house, or let's say you're at a pre-sale grand opening, Instagram Live can be a massive tool. It helps you really connect with people. It helps people see you as, again, that real life person, larger than life type of character. And essentially now our phones have become our TVs. So now these people are essentially seeing you like it's on TV. So it's a huge impact. Now, next is stories with CTAs. So when you're posting Instagram stories, you don't want to just post your day. Sure, that's great, that's fine. Document rather than create, but you also want to start putting calls to action on there. So, for example, Prab did a really good job last year. She posted a lot of she was doing CMAs for people, and she would just say, hey, if you want to know what your home is worth, put your email below and I'll shoot it out to you. Or hey, if you want to be added onto this list for these pre-sales, put your email below and I'll shoot it out to you. So there's a lot of leads that can come to you just via your stories. Now next is going to be DMs. Posts that are getting a lot of virality and they're going out to a lot of people. You can basically start to put CTAs in your reels, which sounds something like this: DM me free for a free guide on how to increase the value of your home. Now, you're going to get DMs coming from that, and people are going to be like, hey, yeah, free, free, free. And then what you want to do is you want to set up something called a ManyChat automation. This is way too advanced for, I'll make another video on that. But ManyChat is basically going to allow you to automate that process of replying to people, and you can add additional steps in order to get them to respond, get them to take the next action, get them to watch the next step, which is going to be over here. I'll get to in a second. But next is going to be YouTube. So again, YouTube organic is going to be basically posting for retargeting. So if you don't know what retargeting is, we're going to talk about that a little bit. But basically, your YouTube videos are going to help you retarget the people that have already come into your sphere and into your, let's say, your hemisphere. So that being said, that's organic. Now, paid advertising is one form that I would recommend just to start with is meta paid ads. It's one of the best ads you can run because it's direct response. It's very cheap according to if you compare it to all the other places like Google PPC, YouTube ads, things like that. And it gets results, guys. This is proven. I've done this over and over and over again and done it with a lot of clients. So if you just stick to meta ads, you will be good to go to scale at least to $100,000, $200,000 a month. Now, with the meta ads, what's going to happen next is they're going to go through a lead form and data capture. So this is basically going to be Meta pushing them to a form to fill out their information. Now, there's certain ways to make this form. You obviously don't want to add too much friction because then you're going to less people. If you want to hire quality people, you can add more friction. So again, a little bit more advanced, but this is essentially one step that they're going to take from there. And then all of these people, all of these posting, Facebook groups, marketplace, reels, IG live, stories, CTAs, DMs, organic, paid ads, everybody is essentially going to lead to one place, which is your video sales letter. So, if you don't know what a video sales letter, it basically is a video created in a way that makes it a no-brainer for that lead to work with you. So, this is extremely effective because you're able to have this video sales letter essentially selling for you 24/7. It's essentially become your digital bus bench and people are getting warmed up. Now, imagine if somebody spoke before even speaking to you. They knew who you helped, how efficient you've done it, your expertise in the area. They see you as the authority figure. You're an established individual in their eyes. Imagine if all that happened before you even spoke to them. That's what essentially a VSL is going to do for you. And it's used in a lot of different industries, but real estate hasn't really caught on to this yet. This is why this is probably going to be one of the biggest leverage activities you could do to kind of grow the quality of your leads. Now, once you have this recorded, you also want to have an offer at the bottom of the page, which is the Home Buyers Academy. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but let's just go to the next step for now. So once somebody watches this video and goes to this website of yours, they've also been what is called pixeled. So now you can go and retarget them. That word that I used earlier, retargeting. We'll talk about that in a second. But you basically have their information now, so you're able to market to them again. Now, moving forward, when we do get them on this page, they're either going to book a call or they're not going to book a call. So it's either a yes or no. Now, first, let's go over if they do book a call using this here, and this is a Calendly link essentially. But if they do book a call, there's going to be a reminder sequence going out to them so that they get reminders of the call. Most people honestly forget, even if it's the same day sometimes that they booked a call. And then at the same time, they're going to get value driven, authority driven content dumps. So this is emails every day. Actually, we do about 6 emails a day to a person when they book an appointment, just warming them up, showing them case studies. I'll actually go over some of the email cadences down here, but essentially, going through a lot of what we can do to warm them up before that meeting. And then essentially what you want to do is you want to go into a triage call and determine if they're qualified. So before even that appointment, I like to get on a phone with them, talk to them, see what their situation is, make sure they're actually ready to go or wanting to make that move, buy or sell in the next little bit, and figure out if they're qualified. From there, again, yes or no, let's follow the yes path. And if they are qualified, book them the showing, book them the CMA appointment, book them the buyer consultation appointment. A lot of the times, yeah, they're going to opt in to get a Home Buyer Success Academy. You can still give that to them. That's a value driven course that we basically help you create for your clients. And you could definitely do that. But what you're going to mainly want to do here is go for the appointment, whether that be to show them the Buyer's Success Academy, or if it is just straight into booking a showing. A lot of the times I can get away with just booking a showing because I know exactly what they want and I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what property is best suited to them. But this is where you basically want to get to. You want to book more showings. Now, basically, if we go back a little bit here and let's say they didn't book a call and they just landed on the page, now you have their information because if you remember here, they basically opted in and we got their lead form and here they would obviously interact with you using their page. So you can essentially get their email address in the middle of any of these. But essentially, they're going to go from there. And let's say if they didn't book a call, but they submitted a lead form, you're basically going to have automated voicemail drops going out to them within first 5 minutes that they come into contact with you. So this essentially handles the speed to lead, and you don't have to be there sitting there with your phone every single day waiting for leads to come in to call them. But basically, a voicemail drop, if you don't know, it's basically a ping that goes to your phone. It doesn't ring their phone, but what it does is it basically drops a voicemail and says you have a missed call from this number, and they are then prompted to call you back. Now, this is how we get our agents' phones ringing instead of the other way around. But a lot of the times people still don't even respond to that. And what we do then is again value driven, authority driven content dump. This goes for again 180 days. Now, next, what we're going to do is do a within 3 days, we want to make 6 outbound call attempts. So, when I'm talking about 6 outbound call attempts in 3 days, that's 2 calls a day. One you want to do in the morning, one you want to do at night. This is basically to reach them regardless of what time they, let's say they work in the mornings and they're always free at night. That's when calling them at night would help. Let's say they're the opposite, they work at night and they are free in the mornings. That's when calling them in the mornings would help. So this is essentially what we want to do, and we can obviously automate this and get ISAs to make these calls for us so they do all the heavy lifting. But essentially, this is the cadence we want to follow. We want to make sure that they're being reached out to and taken care of and service. This is a level of service that you're providing. You need to not come at it from the point of like, hey, I'm bugging this person. I just want a commission check, blah, blah, blah. You need to come at it from the point of like, hey, I need to help this person. They reached out to me. I got their information. I really need to do my due diligence in order to reach out to them and actually have a conversation, see if we can help. Now, next, what you want to do is you want to start retargeting campaigns. So this is basically running. You can either run ads and you can do it at like $2-3 a day and retarget the people that have already gone to your funnel page. So that again, that's why we collected the pixel. So this is essentially going to retarget them. And then retargeting can also be from your emails, and we'll get into the emails in a minute here. But then from then on, if we need to check if they've responded or not. So if they've responded at any point in that process, you need to figure out if they're looking to make a move in the next 3 months. Now, if they're looking to make a move in the next 3 months, you want to book a showing and you want to do again that same thing, book a showing, CMA buyer's consult. And if they're not, you want to offer them the Home Buyer Success Academy. So this is essentially a content-driven portal where you can give them their own login credentials that has essentially pre-recorded videos. Let's say 20 pre-recorded videos at a minute, 2 minutes each. It's not hard to make. You can make it in one sitting. But essentially, this is going to help them understand the home buying process. It's going to make your job in the future a lot easier so you don't have to explain every little bit part. And then lastly, it's going to help them think of you as that authority figure and build that trust with you on autopilot. So the thing here, guys, is Google did a study and it takes about 7 hours of content for someone to ingest of yours in order to trust you online. So we're in one of the biggest trust recessions that there is. And basically things like this, like a home buyer success academy, is going to help you build that trust with the person without you really having to lift a finger. Now, let's say that the lead doesn't respond and they go through all this. Essentially, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to basically just keep following up with them and keep them in the sequence. So keep them in the 180-day. We recommend a 180-day sequence, and that'll basically help you stay top of mind. It'll help you keep the lead warm. It'll help you do a whole lot of things without you ever really having to lift a finger. So as you can essentially see, like it's a pretty long process, but when you have it dialed down, you really don't need anything else. The only thing you need to do is pull levers, and pulling the easiest lever first is obviously pulling the paid ads and putting more money into that. But again, we recommend $10 to $20 a day for ad spend. $10 is fine at the beginning when you're just starting to run. That's more than enough. And then when you get that first closing, you run to $20 a day. So this is essentially the entire system. And basically, when you get them in your email content, you have 7 different emails. So I actually email my list every single day. Now, I'm going to quickly go over this, maybe another video for this, but Monday, you want to basically provide value. Tuesday, you want people to buy through stories. So share a story of yourself. People buy from people, not machines. Wednesday, if you have an existing successful client story, you want to highlight that and talk about it. Talk about what the client was struggling with before they met you. Then talk about how their life got better after they met you. So let's say they were struggling to find their house, they were struggling to get their house sold. You met them, you showed them off market properties. Boom, this person's happy. Now they were able to have another kid because they have more space, whatever it is. Now, Thursday, throw rocks at competitors. We don't recommend like directly shit talking competitors, but what you're going to want to do is kind of shit talk competitors such as like Zillow or shopping on your own, things like that. So Friday is handle an objection that your prospect might have. Let's say, hey, they think that they have to pay buyer commission. In Canada, you don't have to. Saturday, request to fill an application. So this is basically a request to talk to you. So book a time to call. And then the last but not least is Sunday. And this is going to be where you send out your YouTube videos. So again, remember when I said retargeting and you're making YouTube videos? This is basically for retargeting. So now you're going to have this whole machine working for you. The only thing you need to focus on is essentially this section, and you want to automate all of this section. So all of this section can be easily automated. Ads can be recorded or created in pretty much one day, and you can run with the same ads. A lot of our clients run with the literal same ad for years, and they see results for years. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And then focusing on creating content and interacting with people in these forms. And that's the entire system. If you got some value out of this, subscribe and follow me on Instagram. And I'm going to be coming out with more bangers like this. Let me know if this was useful. Let me know if this helped. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.